Morning. It's Monday the 31st of March. So we're nearly in April. That's exciting. And I've basically taken off all of March because I got to the end of my first draft of the new Lisa McAuliffe book and I needed to not look at it. So in terms of writing, I've taken off the whole of the last 4 weeks and I've still got another couple of weeks to go, basically because the first 2 weeks of April, my diary's kind of chocker. But that's okay because I've got it in my head exactly when I'm going to go back to it. But the next thing that I'm going to be doing, I actually write about in my blog today that drops, it'll probably drop by the time you read this, Monday morning, when you see this rather. The next thing I'm going to do is, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to sit down and read my first draft of the Lisa McAuliffe Next Steps, all the way through from the beginning to the end in one go. And that's the first thing I'm going to do to start the editing process, because what will happen is it'll be rubbish, and I expect it to be rubbish, and it should be rubbish because it's just the first draft, but it will give me a big overview of what's going well, not much, what needs to change quite a lot. It'll give me a big overview of things that I need to tighten up or cut or rewrite. And I hate the editing process for so long. It takes forever. And eventually you get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, I think this is kind of tight and, you know, this is sort of decent now. But for so many months, it feels like you're just wading through shit. And there is so much shit because it's a big manuscript. So for the first few months, I will just be reading, rereading, going over, checking, rereading again, and changing every little thing on an like incremental basis and just hoping it all just kind of tightens up gradually. And that's fine. I know what will happen because this is actually my 5th book that I've written. I've done the 2 adult ones, Assembling the Winged People and Carry the Beautiful. This is the 3rd Lisa McAuliffe book. So this is the 5th book I've gone through this process with. And I know that my start will be good, but it'll fizzle out. I know that the middle will be saggy and dull. And I know that the ending will peter out and need more oomph. So straight away, I know that's what I'm going to be doing. But there'll be other stuff as well. There'll be things that I can't even put into words necessarily. There'll just be a vibe of something that's a bit off and I'll need to keep thinking about it and going over and over it. And it'll take time. But what will happen, because I know I've done it 4 times before, it will come out. It will all emerge. It'll be fine. It is very much a slow process and it's chipping away. I hate this analogy, but it's also perfect. It's chipping away at a block of marble to get to the statue. It's such a cliche, but it does feel like that. You are just whittling away at words, phrases, paragraphs, you know, every little tiny bit to make the whole thing. So that's what not the first 2 weeks of April, that's what the second 2 weeks of April will be doing, and then the subsequent months after that. Anyway, apart from that, I realised I'd not talked about writing for a while on here, because I haven't done any for a while, so I wanted to get back to that, because that's really why I bang on here every week. It's sunny outside, but it's not warm. I can see it looks chilly as well. I'm wearing a jumper, which is exciting for me. My brother's in London and he keeps messaging about how it's cracking the flags there, but it's not up here. And then, yeah, it's the Grand National this week. So Liverpool and Aintree are going to be chocker. So I'm probably going to avoid those places, or at least not expect to go and work in any of those places. If I take my laptop to a coffee shop, it's not going to be a good plan. But other than that, I hope you're having a nice week. I hope you're having fun. And I'll be back next week with more writing nonsense. Okay, bye-bye.